I may have to do this all over again. So sound sync in 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to clap. That's not very good, but let's do it this way. Sound sync in 3, 2, 1. That's not loud enough, but well, there. 3, 2, 1. I thought I had synced. I thought I was recording. So go figure. I'm walking down the trail. Down here is the picnic area, and over there is the tent camping area, which is right on the river. And this whole section is blocked off still. They have no timeline as to when they're going to get it repaired. They're still working on it from last September. Apparently the entire picnic area down that way and the tenting area, all that was flooded. Wow, and look across the river, that high bank, all of that gray beige, that's flood, that's sand and stuff from being flooded. Last time we were here last year, before Helene, that wasn't there. That was all vegetation. So, wow. I'm curious to see how badly damaged the access was down here. Right at the put-in down here is a incredibly fun little rock formation, or was, where I would come and play with my boat. When the river's running pretty well, there were a couple of great little eddy chutes that you could practice eddy turns, and you could practice peel outs and ferry across the river and go upstream and spend 45 minutes or an hour never leaving the area right here of the access area, and get a great paddle in just by practicing stuff right here in the moving water. Boy, I hope those rocks are still there. A lot of trees and vegetation are gone between here and the river. It's a whole lot more open than it was. And it looks like they're doing a lot of work over by the actual ramp and launch area. Well, give a see. Take a look, see before the sun goes too far down, because the temperature is already starting to drop. It's really wild. I drove around to Sparta and some other places to look at the Blue Ridge Parkway. I was in places that hit 70 degrees today, and now that I'm back here and the sun's back behind the trees, I was looking at the truck and it was 58, and the temperature is still dropping like a rock. So it's going to be another chilly night tonight. It's rained a little bit, but the weather hadn't been bad, honestly. Area closed, unsafe conditions, stay behind cones. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to walk over and, oh wow, the whole loading zone is a mess. All of that stuff is tree roots and stuff that's either uprooted or washed out or washed down. This is where we used to pull in, right at this grass area. Drop our boats in that little grassy area right there. And this is actually where we would meet shuttles from New River Outfitters. They would take us upriver either to Gentry Bridge, which is about 6 miles, or to Wagoner access, which is about 11 miles. And we would paddle back down with the current here, have the truck already here waiting on us. Oh, wow, what a mess. This big pile of gravel is where the steps to the water used to be. I don't know what they've piled up, and oh geez, it looks like a big shoal area of gravel has either been washed down or dumped from here. And it looks to be like ankle deep. And that used to be deep enough right off of this area that you could paddle. These rocks right here, and there were some that went out that way. That was the eddy turn location. And it's just gone. Oh, how sad is that? I mean, this is it was such a, well, maybe they'll get it fixed. Right across that big pile of debris, there's just a little path that comes down to the river from that side over there. There's no real access anywhere over there. But that used to be completely open. You could actually do a ferry angle and paddle upstream, but with your angle, and the current would take you straight across and back the river. You could practice ferries like that. I just can't get over. It's like there's a buried sandbar out here. These, right where I'm at, used to be steps going down to the water. And right over here was an actual concrete ramp that is still there, but it's buried. There's the ramp that you could land boats on. That bench right there used to be about 50 yards upstream. Right here you can see just a little wood, what's left of like a wooden post beam, and that's right where the water was. And right off of the water right there was knee deep or better. And again, there you've got this massive shallow shoal. God, I hope they dig it out. I don't know if they'll do that or not, because the river channel itself is only half the width of the river now. What a mess, man. And again, it's March, late March, and this is dating back to last September, and it's still this much of a mess. The wood that's barely visible here, those used to be steps that would go all the way up to the upper level there. What a mess. These big boulders right here, there was water on the other side of them as well. That's where you could practice eddy turns, but all of that debris is new. Man, I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't know it was going to be this bad. Wow. It's like the river as we knew it got destroyed. Holy cow. the little rock right out here, there used to be a channel on either side. You could actually swing around this way and then come down into the eddy turn. That's not going to be the case. It's far too shallow in here. And again, the river's running pretty good right now. I haven't checked the gauges online, but this flow looks to be maybe 450, 500 cubic feet a second. And this river's runnable down to about 300. But it's this shallow at this flow. Into summer, this will be like dragging your butt down rocks. Oh, what a mess. Well, I saw it. I don't know if I really wanted to see it now that I've actually seen it. So I guess I'm going to walk back to the truck and post this video. Oh. No, I'm not. I'm going to fall down because I tripped. Wow, didn't that hurt? I got caught up in debris there. That's an edit right there. Gee, that hurt. I guess that's where they tell you to stay out of here, huh? These unsafe conditions. Well, now I've got the slog back up the hill. But all right, I've seen it, so what a mess. Just a big, big, big mess. If anybody watches this and you watched my heads prayer video from here the other day, I'm only saying this half in jest, but think of all the mess here, and boy howdy, when the government uses that dry ice in the clouds to get us with all that rain, they did a good job of it, didn't they? Oh. Well, I don't want to get started on that rant. Okay. I've eyeballed the access. Judy and I are going to wait months before we bring boats back here, I think. And the saddest part about that is this is like our home river. It's like our favorite destination if all things are about the same and we're loading boats. If we're not just going to practice at Cowlins Ford on the Catawba, we're headed up here. Well, sooner or later, but it's going to be a while. And now I get to huff and puff and stop talking because it may not look like much on the video, but this is a big, like 20-degree climb. And it's going to wear my rear end out before I get to the top. Take another last look. Wow. What a mess. Okay, no rest for the weary. Let's get back to the truck. We can get back to the camper. We can start working on getting dinner ready. Get dinner ready. Got one more post to do tonight. Get a good night's sleep because tomorrow morning got to hook up and head out of here. Back to reality. Oh wow, I can see my Blue Fusion kayak on top of the truck from here, and it looks a whole lot farther away than I thought it was going to look when I saw it again. Oh well. That's it up in the far above us in the trees. It didn't seem that far going downhill. Now that I'm climbing back out of here, it seems twice as long. So much for getting out of shape. I guess I ought not to complain about it. I could have been walking and kept these 15 pounds off and not be blowing quite so hard, but oh well, it's what it is. Okay, here's my exit from the Hickory Ridge Trail. This particular trail actually would take me all the way back to the campground within 100 yards of the camper, but it's about a mile and a half that way. I think I'll drive. Okay, back to the Titan, and get it in, and let's go home.